You're listening to the Hurdy Gurdy Travel Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Vacula, here to help you travel the world at next to no cost through credit card points, miles, benefits, and rewards. Make money, save money, and take advantage of great deals. Visit my website at hurdygurdytravel.com to contact me, find me on social media, and read episode transcripts. Support the show through Patreon, Subscribestar, and referral links. Watch me on camera here on YouTube and listen to many podcast platforms. More information at the end of the show. Thanks for joining me for episode 45, Discover It Credit Card Review. Discover It is a great option for those maximizing rotating category spend, $600 in year one and $300 for future years, but it's not for everyone. My August 2020 credit card approvals continue. More wins in addition to the Bank of America Premium Rewards Card, the Hilton Surpass Card, and the US Bank Altitude Reserve Card. And I still have many pending applications. Since I haven't had much activity on my Experian credit report, and now have the maximum of 4 American Express credit cards, I started a search for a good credit card for my specific situation and found Discover It. I highlight the phrase, my specific situation, because I think this card is highly overrated. I'd wager that a very high percentage of Discover It card holders just don't maximize the returns from rotating categories, so I almost never suggest this card, especially for those just starting in the credit card hobby. If you're not going to gain much from the category return, the appeal of the Discover It card dramatically drops. Since I just got this card, I'll get 10% cash back from PayPal transactions for a maximum of $150 back on $1,500 in spend. PayPal is a great category for me because I can easily spend $1,500 before the end of September, and other cards I have don't provide bonuses on PayPal spending. So this will give me 8% more than I would get with various 2% everywhere cashback cards. According to Discover promotional materials, I'll get 5% cashback soon after the transactions, and after a year with the card, the cashback match feature will give me another 5%. The delay in returns is a bit of a drag compared to many other cards which usually provide points, cashback, or other rewards at the closing date of every statement, but it's not a deal breaker. Other quarterly categories include wholesale clubs like Sam's Club, grocery stores, gas stations, dining, and Amazon.com purchases. Those who have few credit cards may be more excited about some of these categories, but those with many credit cards, especially low spenders, they just won't have much to gain when considering competition from other cards. Are most people really spending $1,500 a quarter at gas stations or wholesale clubs? I wager not, so a 5% return isn't so great as it's cracked up to be. Many credit cards have bonus categories ranging from 2 to 5% back in many of these categories, so the Discover It categories aren't so appealing outside the first year that offers 10% through the cashback match. Amazon.com is a horrible category, at least just for 5% cashback, because one can easily save 5% or more on Amazon purchases through buying gift cards. To mention just one trick, use the Venmo debit card at drugstores for a 5% rebate on Amazon gift cards. For more on the Venmo debit card and other ways to save on Amazon, listen to podcast episode 41. The Discover It card lacks a sign-up bonus and benefits, which are commonly found in premium credit cards that offer travel rewards. Discover It, though, it's a cashback card, so it might not be fair to compare it with travel cards. But even then, various cashback cards offer decent sign-up bonuses, and many travel reward cards have options to cash out points. Consider the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. Pay a $95 annual fee to gain 60,000 points from a sign-up bonus, and then cash out at 1 to 1.25 cents per point, for a total profit of around $700 or $600 after accounting for the annual fee. And then just downgrade to the Chase Freedom, which has 5% cashback rotating categories. Why get Discover It, especially early on, if you could get the Chase Sapphire Preferred? Those rebuilding credit or mostly new to credit might not qualify for the Chase Sapphire Preferred, so Discover It can be a good option, especially for those who will gain lots of cashback from rotating category spend. Simply put, as the strength of one's credit profile increases, the appeal of the Discover It card decreases in most cases. Cards like the US Bank Harley-Davidson Visa, Citi Secured, and the State Department Federal Credit Union are much likely better options compared to Discover It for those rebuilding or building credit. Listen to episode 31 with Andrew from Secured Credit Academy for more on building and rebuilding credit. More appeal for the Discover It card is found because the card has no annual fee. Many new to credit cards, I find, are really averse to paying annual fees. They don't see annual fees as good investments. But in so many cases, annual fee cards outperform no annual fee cards. And in all cases, assuming they use the cards well, people leave tremendous value on the table if they absolutely avoid annual fee cards. The no annual fee or annual fee discussion, as you might guess, is nonsense to me because it misses the larger point. How much value does a card provide, especially in the first year? I really don't care if a card has an annual fee, and I'm very happy to pay it if it provides great returns. Talk about best no annual fee cards or questions like, what is the best no annual fee card, is really missing the larger picture. No one is obligated to keep annual fee cards for longer than a year, and the keep or cancel discussion can be had in the future. I've downgraded or canceled cards after huge wins in year one, and that's not a problem. My credit card approvals continue. In most cases, though, card issuers have provided me with retention offers, which lead me to pay an annual fee for the second time, so I really don't sweat it. We're about halfway through the video, so thanks for listening. Please like this video, subscribe on YouTube and podcast playing platforms, comment at the end of the video, and please share. Hit the notification bell on YouTube for alerts of new videos. Back to the Discover It card. It gives 2% cash back on all spending in year one, at least 1% up front, and then another 1% after year one from this cash back match feature. It's not bad, considering many cards give 1% or 1 point per dollar spent, but also not amazing, because other 2% cards exist, and points can be worth 1.5 to 2 cents a piece, and possibly more. In year two, Discover It only gives 1% back on all spend, of course not as exciting. Again, the main value from this card comes from returns on the rotating categories, so the low value on everyday spending in year two isn't a deal breaker. Those with other credit cards very likely won't be using Discover It for 1% cash back in years two and beyond anyway. The power of having multiple credit cards. One nice thing about Discover is that they allow you to have 2 Discover It cards, although only 2 Discover cards at one time, no third business card, for example. I have the standard Discover It cashback card and the Discover It NHL card with the Pittsburgh Penguins design. Unfortunately, the Seattle Kraken design was not available. Many issuers don't allow copies of the same card, at least in a short time period, so it's nice that people can double dip in the 10% returns from rotating categories, although preferably not in a short amount of time, especially if they aren't maximizing the categories. Discover, in my experience, is a lenient issuer. They're usually willing to approve those with recent credit inquiries, and one doesn't need credit scores in the high 700s for approval. Discover also offers the Discover It Secured card, 2% cashback at gas stations and restaurants up to $1,000 in purchases each quarter, and 1% cashback on all other purchases. There are no rotating 5% categories here, but the cashback match feature applies. In conclusion, Discover It isn't an amazing card people make it out to be, but high spenders who will maximize rotating categories have much to gain. Discover can improve this card by adding a healthy sign-up bonus, and until then, most savvy credit card users with strong credit profiles will likely avoid this card, especially early on, when they can prioritize other cards, especially those with Chase, that provide much more value. As usual, the value of a card will vary depending on a person's credit profile, spending habits, goals, and preferences, but it's not a wholly subjective game, because mathematical arguments can lead to better conclusions than others. I'm here to help you, though, to navigate the world of credit cards, help you select cards that work for your specific situation. Complete my free credit card questionnaire at hurdygurdytravel.com for a free consultation and a 15-minute call for personalized suggestions. Subscribe on Patreon or Subscribestar for additional support, including monthly, hourly discussions. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more content. Visit my website at hurdygurdytravel.com, where you can contact me, read episode transcripts, complete my free credit card questionnaire, follow me on social media, listen to past episodes, and subscribe to my mailing list. Support my work through PayPal, the Cash App, and referral links by visiting the Donate tab on my website. Subscribe on my Patreon and Subscribestar pages to receive perks, including special one-on-one private consultations, a custom podcast episode, and the ability to ask podcast guests your questions. Subscribe on YouTube, Hurdy Gurdy Travel Podcast. Like my Hurdy Gurdy Travel Podcast Facebook page. Follow HG Travel Podcast on Twitter and Justin Vacula on Instagram. Stay tuned to my website for announcements of upcoming YouTube live streams. The next one should be August 25th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Schedule a free 15-minute consultation with full-time business coach and YouTuber Cakeology, who can help you formally establish your business, build business credit, and get premium business credit cards. When you select from various paid services after a free consultation, I receive credit for referring you. Listen to Cakeology on episode 12 of my podcast. Visit his websites at cakeology.com, that's Cakeologi, and burstbiz.com, Burstbiz. Tell him I sent you. Email him, youtube@cakeology.com. Visit my other podcast at stoicsolutionspodcast.com, that's STOIC, stoicsolutionspodcast.com, where you can find practical wisdom for everyday life inspired by the ancient philosophers of Greece and Rome. Thanks to generous patrons and fans of this podcast who help support my work. Have a great day.